Bestie, it's Lisa. Welcome or welcome back. Today's episode is about using Dollar Tree tin cans. I've got this tin can. Actually, this one didn't come from Dollar Tree, but you certainly can get one the same exact size from Dollar Tree. I just use the cans in my stash. I've also got this gorgeous napkin, and I have a handle that I got at Habitat for Humanity. You can pick up a handle like that at any hardware store, or if you have an extra one at home. I'm going to pull off the label and everything, and then I'm just going to get rid of the sticky stuff. I'm going to take this can and I'm going to start squishing one side of the top open part. Now, this was possible to do with my hands because these cans aren't that strong. I'm going to take my plaster color chalk paint by Waverly and I'm going to cover the whole thing. And the reason I'm doing that is I want a nice light base underneath before I put my napkin on. I'm going to take a little piece of masking tape to separate the plies of my napkin. If it's 2-ply, you only have to pull off one piece. If it's 3-ply, you've got to pull off 2, just so you're left with the one with the design. I'm going to cut a piece that's around the same size as my can, a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to cut a piece for the bottom. I do want to finish off the bottom of the can as well. I'm going to be using Mod Podge for this. You can use whatever adhesive that you want, but with decoupaging, this is my favorite one to use. And then I'm just going to put a piece of the napkin on the bottom, press it down carefully with my fingers very gently. And then I'm going to cut off the big edges as much as I can. And if a little bit is left over, that's okay, because then we'll just push that down with some more Mod Podge. And I'm going to cover the whole thing with Mod Podge as well. So now I'm going to cover the rest of it with Mod Podge. I'm going to take that first piece that I cut out and I'm going to start at one point towards the back. And then I'm just going to lay down Mod Podge in smaller sections. I like to do that so I can make sure that I get it positioned correctly. And the reason I make the piece bigger is because it's very hard to go around and make a perfect circle. So if I have extra edges, that really helps. I will cut off the excess when I get all the way around and I'm going to Mod Podge over the top of where they met. And then I'm going to go cut off the excess on the top and the bottom. Again, it's okay if there's a little bit left over. It's hard to hold that straight when you're cutting it because you'll just use some Mod Podge and press down those little pieces across the very bottom and then into the top of what this is going to be like a little decorative picture. So now I've gotten rid of the pieces at the top and I put some Mod Podge around that. Now I'm going to take the handle. I'm not going to use screws or drill it in because it's just a tin can. So I'm going to fill in the gap on the back side of the handle where it's kind of hollow with some hot glue. And once that dries, I can also use E6000 in hot glue to attach this to the side. We're really not going to use this as a functional picture, so I'm not worried about the weight of that. I'm going to take some of my antique gold rub and buff, and this particular handle was very bright gold, and I want to tone it down and make this look a little bit older. So I'm going to do the whole handle, and I love the look. I'm also going to go around the whole top of the can and the very bottom edge of the can just to give it some more of that accent using the rub and buff. I haven't used mine for a while, and I keep forgetting that I have it, and I sure love using it. It does add a really nice look to things, especially if you have a bright gold. And not that the edges on this one, the top and the bottom are bright gold, but I wanted it to kind of tie together with the handle that I have on there. There it is. It just looks so beautiful. I love this look. What a cute little decorative piece to sit on a shelf or anywhere that you want. And what a great way to use a tin can. Let me know what you think of this one. I have another tin can. This one's a little bit smaller and taller. And then I've got a piece of tissue paper. Isn't this paper gorgeous? I received it with a gift that I got. So I thought I'm going to use this. So I'm going to take off that label on the soup can. Again, you can definitely get these cans at Dollar Tree. This particular one was in my stash. I'm going to take a hammer and I'm going to start pounding one side of this except for the very bottom. Then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to pound the other side. I want to crunch this can down, kind of like a smashed can. I'm sure you've seen things like this before. Of course, it does close it up a lot. So I took the other side of my hammer there and I'm just kind of widening the opening. Now I'm going to crunch a little bit in the very middle of the bottom so that the can will stand up better. So now I'm going to take my plaster chalk paint. Because I'm using a lighter patterned tissue paper, I like to paint white underneath because otherwise it would look darker with the silver or the can color underneath. So just put a light coat all the way around. And there it is. I did the bottom as well. Now I'm going to take my Mod Podge and I'm going to put some on the very bottom. And then I'm going to take a little piece of that tissue paper just for the bottom. I like to do the bottom first because that way you can get rid of those edges that come up around the circle there and you won't see them because of the paper that's going to go around the can itself. So I'm just trimming off any excess. And of course, it's okay to leave a little bit there because we're just going to take the Mod Podge, cover the bottom, and put it around all the edges to make sure they're laying down flat. Now I'm going to put some Mod Podge on one side. We'll start on one side, and I cut a piece of tissue paper that's larger than the piece I need on both ends. And I'm going to start gently pressing it down with my fingers. And then I'm going to add more Mod Podge, do the same thing, and then cut off the excess on the side. And I will also cut off the excess at the top and the bottom. And I do this before I put Mod Podge over the top, otherwise it would be wet and pretty much ruin the scissors. So now I'm going to go around the bottom and I'm just going to get that edge to lay down, and then I'll do the same thing on the top and just make sure that you don't see those edges, that I tuck them in, and then add the Mod Podge over that so that it will lay down really, really nice. Now I'm going to go around and do Mod Podge over the entire thing to seal it in. Here we've got our little smashed can, which is now a beautiful flower vase, or you could put a hanger on it if you wanted. I've got this gorgeous kind of twine ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put one piece all the way around the top. I thought this looked so beautiful as a trim for this particular piece. I'm using hot glue to make sure that that is nicely adhered. Now I'm going to take some beautiful flowers I found at the Dollar Tree. I love these little purple ones, and they're so cute. And I'm just going to kind of trim them and start sticking them on the inside. You really don't need to fill the inside with anything. They're going to stay in there just fine. And I found some other kind of lavenderish looking flowers and some greenery that I also got, but that one's from Amazon, the greenery. And you can usually find most of the things I use from Amazon in my Amazon store. Just going to put them in to my liking and just kind of decorate it the way I think it will look really, really pretty. I love full, lush type of floral look. I mean, unless I'm just doing an accent, when I'm doing an actual flower arrangement, I love all different like textures and shapes and sizes. It's so fun. I've heard the saying you should do a thriller, a filler, and a spiller. We're going to go ahead and use this greenery as the spiller. And then we've got the other little flowers as a filler, and then the thriller are the larger flowers. I think this turned out beautiful. You'll have to let me know what you think. You could use any kind of tissue paper you want, or napkin, or my gosh, even scrapbook paper. Let me know what you think. Here we have another can, and I've got this 3-panel board from the Dollar Tree. We're actually only going to use 2 of the panels. It's a little long for this particular project. So the first thing we're going to do, as always, is take the label off of the can. And all I just do is take a blade, score down the side, and then start ripping it off. And all you're really left with is the part where it's, got the adhesive. And depending on what you're doing to the can, you might not even need to do anything with that. So here I'm going to pull off that last piece of this panel. I just left the staples intact. And then I'm going to snip the excess of the rope, and I'm going to add some hot glue just to secure it. I've got a book here. This is a book that I use a lot for book page things. I'm just going to pull out some pages that have a lot of words on them, and I'm going to start ripping them into pieces. I like to rip the edges. I don't want to cut them because that looks a little bit too perfect, and I kind of like the rip edge look when I'm decoupaging with book pages. You can do that any way that you like, though. I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and I'm just going to start putting some on like one little area, and then I will add book pages. And I like to try to work all the way across the can or whatever the surface is, and then I go back and fill in wherever I need to. So I'll work around and see if I can get it all done that way. And if there's anything left, I'll just tear a smaller piece and I'll add that. And this worked out really, really well. And as I go, I add Mod Podge over the top to seal it. Now I'm going to take this beautiful ribbon from the Dollar Tree. You could use any ribbon that you want, and I'm going to put a border all the way around the bottom. Just going to hot glue that right on there, and I just thought that looked beautiful. When I get around, I'll cut off the piece and I'll add the last little bit of glue, and if there's any excess left, I'll cut it off. If not, I'll just tack it down. And I did decide to do it on the top as well. I felt like that made it look a little more finished and, just needed it, I thought. Now I'm going to set that on the lower of the 2 panels on that hanging sign, and I'm going to drill 2 holes. And I have a piece of wood under there so it doesn't go through my desk. And then I'm going to drill the other one, and this is going to be how we're going to attach this can right to these 2 hanging pieces. It's almost like planks. If If you don't have a drill, you could take a very big nail and hammer it in, and that will make your hole. And then I kind of pushed out, it's like MDF board, so I kind of pushed out the debris using a little screwdriver just to make sure the holes were big enough. So now I'm going to position the can, and I'm going to figure out how much of this rope that I need. And I'm just going to thread it from the back, each end, to the front. This is going to make this very secure. Plus, we can add a decorative element because of it. Once I turn it over, I'm going to make sure when I pull up the rope that it's even on both sides. Take the can, position it in the middle, and I am going to add a little bit of hot glue because I don't want it rolling around while I tie a bow. So I'm just going to position it there. That's not really the way it's being held on there, but that's just temporary. And then I'm going to make a cute little shoestring bow and just tie that right there. And then I'll play with the bow and position it and trim the ends till it looks exactly the way I want it to look. And I'll tack down any pieces that aren't laying the way I want. I cut up some greenery. This greenery is from Amazon. And I'm just going to start filling it up. It's going to be so pretty. And then I've got these beautiful blue flowers from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to add those for accent. This is just going to be such a cute piece. You could use any florals you want. And that was all there was to it. So easy, using a tin can that I would have otherwise put away or put in the recycle bin. You have to let me know what you think. I've got this little tuna size can, and then I had this little house from Dollar Tree in my stash. I thought I would love to use this. So the first thing I'm going to do is score the label on the can and then take it off. Now this one we're going to paint, so I don't want to leave behind any of the adhesive or paper that's left after removing the label. So I warmed it up with my heat tool, and I'm using my little Cricut spatula. You could use whatever you want just to kind of scrape off the excess. Now, once I get that off, it's still a little sticky, so I'm going to use some Goo Gone and rub it around the sides. And then it leaves it a little oily, so I always take some rubbing alcohol, and that's how I end up cleaning it. I'm going to use my heat tool to heat up that little heart, and then I'll take my spatula and just kind of rub under it gently until I pop it off. And that way, if I want to use the heart for something else in the future, I will be able to. I'm going to add a little hanger to the back. I thought just in case I want to hang this one, you could use it as a shelf sitter or you could hang it. So I've just put a little piece of twine on there with some hot glue, and I added a piece of masking tape to secure it. Now I'm going to take this aqua folk art paint. It's such a gorgeous color. I usually get that at Walmart. And I'm going to paint all around the trim of the house with that color. I thought the contrast with the black and white gingham was beautiful, and I also did around all of the edges. I'm going to paint the little tuna can the exact same color. Took a couple coats to make it nice and solid so I wouldn't see the brush strokes all the way around. I've got these little moss balls from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to start adding them on the inside of this can. Now you could do any kind of florals that you want, or what would be really cute is make it look like a nest and add a little bird there. The succulent was a little too big for this can, so I'm trimming off some of the leaves on the back of the succulent. Now I'm just going to be able to glue it right in the center, and it's going to fit perfectly. So I'm only going to add glue where it's going to touch green moss balls that I put in there already. Now I'm going to put a generous amount of hot glue around the outside edges of the can. I'm going to then place it right in the center on the house. Look how cute this is. Oh my gosh, I love it. That was all there was to it. Yes, you could put a bow, you could dress it up a little bit, but I was very happy with how it turned out. I love the color scheme. You'll have to let me know what you think and what would you do with this one. Are you ready for more inspiration? I've got another video here I think you will really like. Click on it. I will see you there. You are truly a blessing to me. Bye.